Well, so you know the NBA Finals are going on, all right? So it's a crazy series, right, man? I'm still mad at those Pacers for beating our Knicks. God damn them. Anyway, I digress. So anyway, the Pacers made it to the finals after they whooped up on our boys, and they are now playing OKC in the finals, and I think they're leading 2-1. But before the series started, right? We had one of the biggest names in hip hop put a major bet on it, right? One of the biggest rappers in the world, Mr. JayZ. So he put a bet on the finals that OKC and SGA led, he's the man, that SGA and OKC was gonna beat the Pacers 4-1. And if he won that bet, right, he had the opportunity to win $2.3 million if he won that bet. Now, it's quite a bet, right? But it's quite a winning, right? But things didn't go so right for Jay. Nah, he didn't win. He didn't win. Unfortunately, what was the third game? I think the Pacers ended up winning, and then they won those 2 games. And then he was asked out after that. He lost $1 million on that game because they didn't win the series 4-1, which was insane, right? Now, a lot of people might be saying, what's the big deal? Jay's a billionaire. Who cares, right? I don't know. But there might be someone who may care. What about his wife? Beyonce, right? I mean, they're married. Married couples talk about how they spend their money, whether it's in their joint account or even if it's in, their little separate accounts. I mean, it's all their money, right? I mean, they're married. Shouldn't they talk about these things, how they spend not only the joint account, but, their own separate money because they're an item, right? So people are out, on the internet buzzing saying, hey, Beyonce must be real mad at Jay. Not that they're broke or anything, but still, we don't know their bills. So I guess my question to you is, okay, do you think that Jay should have maybe spoke to B? And I mean, I don't know that he did or that he didn't, but my guess is he probably didn't, right? But anyway, my question to you is, do you think that Jay should have asked Beyonce, honey, is it okay that I spend and go out and make a bet on this game of these series? What do you think? Do you think he should have spoke with her?
I think if people are jumping in on this, then there must not be a lot going on to talk about. Because this is, to me, is like every now and then we come across a story that's not a story. This is not a story. This man walks around with APs on his wrist that equal to the amount of money that was on this bet. This dude's got the forget the money he lost. This dude walks around with the winnings in his pocket. Like you know what I mean? Now, as a person that gambles, if you're a person that gambles, you don't want to lose, regardless. Even if it was $10, you don't want to lose. So from the sport of it, right? You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose anything. But the idea that this is somehow, one, going to hurt his pockets, two, somehow he did this in spite of what his wife may have wanted, like that. I'm not buying into that. First of all, he's got bread. His wife's got bread as well too, and so that kind of money, I'm not. It's such a non-story, and I think it's also because he generates, he and his wife generate money and income on a level that, forget people will never see. That's easy to say they'll never see it. That people can't even imagine. They can't even imagine. Like if the average person, just the everyday person had $1 million, right? Just think about how that would affect their lives.
Yeah.
Right? Just how that would affect their lives. And so look at it from that standpoint. If you're that person, how $1 million can affect your life. Now, multiply that by 1,000. That's essentially what he's. That's essentially how he's living. Like, it's ridiculous, man. So I'm gonna say nothing to see here. No big deal. I don't think if B is barking at him for something, it's his wife, so I'm sure she's barking at him for something. It ain't because you lost $1 million, putting money on a game.
It's the principle, okay? It's the principle. It doesn't need to be, forget about the amount. Forget about the amount of money. When two people are married, I don't care how rich you are, okay? Like, even if, listen, you're doing well for yourself, I'm doing well for myself. Even when I lose $10, I'm pissed off. Like, I don't like to lose any money. But, you and I are single. It's a big difference here. Big, big difference. This is a married couple, right? It's a married couple, and they should speak about every single thing that they do with their money, because it's no longer Jay's money or Beyonce's money. It really is all their money. And it doesn't, listen, we may think that, oh yeah, they're filthy, stinking rich, and of course they are, right? But we don't know all their bills. We don't have bills like they have bills.
Right, but
okay? So it's like something like, it doesn't matter. Come on. It's $1 million. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at. I understand they are rich, but it's still $1 million.
Right, and I'm not, and that's why I said I'm not suggesting that.
Well, you said it's nothing to see here.
No. I'm nothing to see here in terms of that being an issue. But the issue.
Why would you say it's not an issue?
Well, because I don't think the issue is. I don't think the issue is the money. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Now I'm not pocket watching, right? It's your story, so we're going to talk about it, right? But I just don't believe it's an issue. Hell, B could have had 500 on it. She might have had half of that. She's from Texas. Oklahoma's right next door. She might have been like, yo, you know what? Let me put 5 on that, right? Who the hell knows, right? Like, so I'm not, like, there's so many leaps of what's that? Leap of faith or leaps of just trying to describe something that we don't know, right? And making assumptions, leap to assumptions. She could have been involved in it. They could have had the discussion about it.
Well, they said Jay made the bet. They didn't say Beyonce made the bet.
No, I know, but to your point, if they're married and doing shit together, maybe they were both put. Maybe they
I
came
don't think
from
she has time to be betting. She's out on her Cowboy Carter tour.
What are you talking about? She doesn't have. Huh? She doesn't have time, but he's got time. I mean, stop it, bro.
Well, I think he has more time than she does.
What?
She's out and touring right now.
Well, he runs Rock Nation.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay. So what's your point?
Yeah, but she's performing every day. He ain't performing no more.
No, he's got an entire company.
Oh, I understand. She's got companies too.
So I'm not sure what is your point?
But what I'm saying is they need to be able to speak.
Your relationship with money is
it's not about the money. It's about the respect, and it's about communication. It's about communication. And first of all, you have a family, right? And losing even losing $5 when you have 3 children and a family. There's so many better things that he could have done with $1 million. So that's all. So many things.
So it's a part of his discretionary money that he can do what he wants to do. That's his per diem, bro. Like, he can either go buy a sandwich or he can put money on it.
You're speaking like a single man. You're speaking like a single man. You see how you just said it with his money. That's wrong.
I'm speaking like
You're speaking like a single man.
I'm speaking like a man, which is something you might kind of
struggle with. No. This is why you won't get married, because married people speak about finances together.
Listen, I don't get married because I'm not going down on a knee and asking someone.
No, but here's the thing, though.
Because I'm the prize, which is a totally different topic.
Well, that's a totally different topic. But the thing is, you just said that it's his money, and that's the problem. She's not one of these entitled princess lazy women. So she's a hardworking, successful woman. I know, but I'm just trying to say that she's equal, and partners speak with each other about all financial.
So when I said, I didn't think I had to explain it, so I will.
Yes, please.
And leave it up to you for us to go down this whole goddamn labyrinth, which has nothing to do with the topic.
100%
but I'm going to let you on the inside my head for just a moment. Okay. When I said his money, I immediately thought of a time where, in the past, an ex of mine, we lived together. And we had 3 bank accounts. A joint account, which we both funded, and this is what took care of all the bills and all the expenses and so forth and so on. Then we also had separate accounts, which was her money, she had one for her, and I had my account, which was my money.
Okay.
So we paid the bills and paid all of those other things together, but we still had a portion of your own money. So if she wanted to get up and go shopping or do whatever she wanted to do with that money, that was hers to do as she wanted to.
Okay.
That's where my head was when I said his money, right?
Okay.
There's nothing to suggest, at least from my experience, that as
he
a
went
couple,
into a joint account.
Right. There's a couple, they've got to put everything in there together.
Yeah.
That's where I was. But I didn't think I had to explain it, but I forgot my co-host.
You did.
And I have to spell it all out.
You need to explain these things. But at the end of the day, regardless of whether it was a joint account or separate accounts, it is still or their money. Trust me, if you ask women, that's how they look at it.
Well,
they look at it, your money is their money and their money is their money. And you need to speak to these women, a lot of these women, right, about everything, especially when you're married. You're speaking as a single man. That's fine. It's great. We're single men. So we think differently than how a married woman would think. Trust and believe, B wasn't happy with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because
I know.
Because one could also make the argument he had a few of the millions before they got married as well, too. So all of what he made is not community, is not community property, right?
And when you come together as a married couple, Kay, it is community.
No,
you're thinking very
gained
separate.
While you were together, bruh. If you're going to quote it, then quote it right. He had millions when they got married, right? So, okay, so what? Thank you. Shut the fuck up. So now.
You don't know what you're talking about. Please don't get married.
I do.
Don't get married, please, because you're going to have a hard problem, because I know how you are. You're very aggressive, and you're Mr. Machismo, and you're going to be telling them this is what I'm doing with my money, and they ain't going to like that too much.
Well,
depending on who you marry.
That's about the only honest and true thing you said with this entire block. Okay?
Speak nothing but the truth.
All right.
Listen, man, I just hope it all turns out well, and I'm sure he will.
It is well. Who said it's bad?
I didn't say it's bad, but I'm talking about
we don't know. Hope it turns out well.
Well, I hope it turns out well within that relationship, because I know there's some arguments going on.
All right.
Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
Good deal.
Yeah.